Beer, 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 beer. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me, Mabrewski, for beer review number 112. And today, I have a beer for you from the Kame Kettle Brewery out in Fonthill, Ontario. And today, I have their Candy Apple Blend, which is a blend of a cider and a Kolsch, coming in at 5% alcohol by volume, and an unknown IBU, but from what I'm gonna guess is that it's pretty low. I want to say anywhere between the 10 to 15 range, if I am not mistaken. So, but wait, before we even start, just look at this. I went down to this brewery a couple days back with the Albino Rhino and Redbeard to do a tour of breweries around Niagara. I went to Kame Kettle, spent the day there with Dave, the owner and the founder of Kame Kettle. I gotta say, first of all, great day. It was early morning, very nice brewery. Got a little tour of everything. It was amazing. Probably one of the best mornings out there, because I was extremely hungover, but when I left, I definitely wasn't hungover anymore. It was a solid good time. But this is what they call a crowler. It's 32 ounces, I'm pretty sure, or 950 milliliters of beer in this massive can. Holy crap! This is awesome. It's about this. Almost as big as my head. It's a great size. Definitely much smaller than a growler. Much more easier to drink than a big 2-liter growler. But I'm very excited. Let's dive into this beer. See what we got. Oh, that just exploded everywhere. Now, I have no idea. This is actually full as all hell. I have no idea how I'm going to pour this properly. But we're going to pour it into this O's House pint glass. I'm going to pour probably just under the logo. Get a little bit ahead on. There we go. That looks to be good. That looks to be great. Now, for me, before I even start, I'm not a huge fan of ciders. I do like them. Some of them can be very sweet. Spoiler alert, I have had this beer at the actual brewery, and you know what? Let me do my review. Let me show you about this beer. Let me tell you all about this beer. So, let's look at it first. Very nice, pale, little hazy, you can't really see through it. Not a little bit of carbonation coming through. It's hard to really tell. But very nice looking beer for sure. Definitely more of like that Kolsch coloring. Not clear like other ciders, but still very nice looking beer. Decent small head on there. Nothing super crazy, but with that said, let's get right into aromas. You get breadiness. You get malty breadiness kind of thing. And you get a nice, like a fresh, crisp apple smell off there. Not a sweet apple, but just when you cut open an apple and you get that crisp, little bit of sweetness, a little bit of tanginess, sort of smell that wafts up. That's really what you're getting off this. A little bit of breadiness, and a nice hit of a fresh apple right in the morning. This is, it smells delicious. So, let's dive right into here. Before I do, I want to thank Albino Rhino, and I want to thank Redbeard as well definitely Albino Rhino for actually hosting me and Redbeard, taking us around to breweries. That was an amazing time. But I also want to thank Dave, the founder of Kame Kettle, for bringing us in and showing us his place and letting us enjoy a few beers. That was awesome. So we're going to switch up a little bit and do a cheers in the beginning. So, cheers to all of you, and cheers to everybody else. Let's dive into this. it's smooth. You get that, like I said, same as the aroma, you get that nice breadiness, sweet malt, but you get that cider blend that it is in there as well, and it works beautifully well. Usually Kolsch's are very toned down in the flavor department, nothing super bold, nothing crazy going. And as flavor wise, they're a bit more bready in my opinion. And mixed with this cider, which isn't a sweet cider, it's more of a dry cider that you get in the mouthfeel. It works really well with that crispness of the apples. Not like an apple juice, like some ciders are, but a very nice, real fresh apple. It works beautifully well. A little bit of tart, a little bit of sour from the apple as well, but that nice sweet malt and the breadiness from a Kolsch just absolutely flows beautifully in this beer. When I had it in the brewery, it was like a breath of fresh air. It quenches your thirst. It's damn good. And it's not super carbonated, which is nice. It's not too carbonated. It's perfect in my opinion. I'd definitely pick this up if I was in a cider mood. Usually I'm not. Sometimes, the very odd time, I do pick up a cider when I'm just for casual drinking or something like that, but this was available in the LCBO. I'd definitely pick up a few because it has that nice balance between a nice easygoing beer and a very easygoing cider. It's solid. Moving over to the huge crowler here. They have a base label, and then they also do the handwritten for the name, the style, and the alcohol, which is a very nice touch to it. Very good looking logo. A little bit of that chalkboard style, which they do have a big chalkboard showing all their beers that they do have on tap at the time when you're there, and very nice artwork. I forget who does the artwork, but man, they do a damn good job. Very, very like pristine, very, like extreme quality up there. So that's really cool. Very unique to see that in a brewery. And they do have a little bit of a blurb, not about the beer, but just about Kame Kettle. So they say, the kettle to the Kame, yeah. The kettle to the Kame was brought to brew tasty beers for those who sought. Where palates are tested, thirsts quenched, and flavor lurks. Kame Kettle Beer Works. And they, you can find Kame Kettle on Facebook and Instagram. And they have their website, which is under construction at the moment. I've been checking in periodically, which is kamekettle.ca. And they started out in 2015. So they're a couple years old. Almost 3, I guess, now that it's 2018. Cool. But yeah, very nice logo. No brewed on date, no IBUs, but because they are generally more available only in their brewery and I guess at restaurants in the area, you can always find out what all that other information is from the brewers there. And their location is at 25 Phelim Town Square, Fonthill, Ontario, which is in the Niagara region for sure. So if you go down to Niagara, it's probably 20 minutes to half an hour. I think it's more closer to 20 minutes outside of Niagara Falls. If you're looking for a brewery, go there. All these breweries that we went to are in, I guess, a 20 to 30 minute radius of Niagara Falls in the main downtown core area. They do have a good Facebook page, like I said earlier, and a solid Instagram page. If you want to find any information or just check out some photos of the brewery and their brewers and just some of their events or something like that, or just things they do, their daily fun and all that jazz. And then moving over to Untapped Candy Apple, which this is called. If I haven't said that before, it's probably in the description. Who knows? Definitely is. It is coming in at 3.59 bottle caps out of 5. and that is from 90 ratings. Yeah, so looking like we are now on our final sip. Let's finish this up and get right to ratings. Cheers, everybody. It's just so light. It's not super light, sorry. It's not super light. It's just so light, refreshing, thirst quenching, little tart, little sour just from the apples, and bready from the Kolsch as well. It's a damn good blend. I think they definitely knocked it out of the park. I don't think I've seen a blend of a beer and a cider together and knocked it out of the park with this one. Definitely up there in my whole beer atmosphere, if that word works. Beer atmosphere, just because it is so approachable for any kind of drinker, and I think a lot of people will enjoy this beer or blend for sure. So with that said, let's get right down to ratings. So for the beer, candy apple, mixture of a Kolsch and a dry cider. I gotta give this a solid 10 out of 10. No word of a lie, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. It just works. It works beautifully well. All the flavors just flow perfectly. There's nothing offensive. Great mouthfeel. Light, but not like it's a great, it's just great. It works. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm a little speechless, to be honest. I was very worried when I first saw this on the menu. I'm like, oh, a cider and a beer mix. How would that go? But no, definitely knocked it out of the park. Moving over to, can design, presentation. I like the labels. Like I said, the breweries that we did go to aren't super huge. I don't think any of them have beers in the LCBO, but they make amazing beers nonetheless. You sometimes, even in the craft beer industry, the ones that don't have anything in the LCBOs, that keep to themselves or just distribute to restaurants, have some amazingly well crafted beers. And with that said, the logos are very nice. They're very personal, with the whole handwritten information about this, the name, the style, and the alcohol content of them. It's very nice. It gives that little personal touch, in my opinion. I also like the Crowler huge can, and fairly nice presentation. I gotta give this, just because it also has a little bit of a description of the brewery. I gotta give that a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me. Very, very nice. I would like to see the art that they do on their blackboard behind all the taps on their cans. I know that might be a little bit costly for them, but if they're keeping the beer around for a good amount of time, they should do that in the future when they can, because I think that would add a nice touch to each Crowler or just regular pint can kind of thing, tall boy, or whatever else they are going to be offering for to take home kind of thing. So with that said, 10 out of 10 for the beer, 8.5 for the presentation, and that's almost it for me. So if you have any comments, questions, beers you want me to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. That'll do it for me, Maple Brewski, and like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.